so sorry that I can't join all of you in D.C. in person today, but I'm in Butte, Montana, with some of my closest friends here in Montana, NEA members here in Montana. We decided this was the place to spend the 4th of July, and let me tell you, this is a great place to spend the 4th of July, as well as my 10-year-old daughter Maria's birthday. Everybody's been so gracious here, and the reason we're here and not D.C. is because we're hunting for votes here in formerly red states here in Montana, and we are going to win Montana just like we're going to win Florida. We are all there in spirit, and I want to thank you for letting me say a few words. First and foremost, I'm honored to have your endorsement. I want to thank you all for your support. I want to thank you, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate the commitment you're making to help us win in November. I also want to thank your president, my constituent, and my dear friend from Illinois, Rich Weaver. Reg, we are all grateful for your steady leadership, your tireless efforts to guarantee our students their fundamental right to a quality education. You are always welcome back home in Chicago. And I want to thank my great friend Ken Swanson, the president of Illinois. And I want to also say congratulations to your incoming president, Dennis Van Roken. You know, over the course of this campaign, I've had the opportunity to visit schools all across this country. I've seen the serious challenges facing our educators and our students. But I've also seen examples of what is possible in education if we're willing to break free from the tired thinking and the political stalemate that's doomed Washington in recent decades. To try new ideas and new reforms based not on ideology, but on what works to give our children the best possible chance in life. At this defining moment in our history, they have never needed that chance more. In a world where good jobs can be located anywhere there's an internet connection, where a child in Chicago competes with children in Beijing or Bangalore, the most valuable skill you can sell is your knowledge. In this kind of economy, countries who out-educate us today will out-compete us tomorrow. By 12th grade, our children score lower on math and science tests than most other children in the world. We have one of the highest high school dropout rates of any industrialized nation. But we don't have to accept this future for America. We don't have to accept an America where we do nothing about 6 million students who are reading below grade level, or where only 20% of our students are prepared to take college-level classes in English, math, and science. This kind of America is morally unacceptable to our children, it's economically untenable for our future, and it's not who we are as a nation. I am running for president of the United States that every child has the best possible chance in life. I'm tired of hearing teachers blamed for our problems. I want to lead a new era of mutual responsibility in education, one where we all come together, parents and educators, the NEA, and leaders in Washington, citizens all across America, united for the sake of our children's success. Bringing about that future begins with fixing the broken promises of No Child Left Behind.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Now, I believe that the goals of this law were the right ones. Making a promise to educate every child with an excellent teacher is right. Closing the achievement gap that exists in too many cities and rural areas is right. More accountability is right. Higher standards are right. But forcing our educators, our principals, and our schools to accomplish all of this without the resources they need is wrong.
There you go.
Is wrong. Forcing our teachers to spend their time teaching to a test at the expense of music and art and that's wrong. So we must fix the failures of No Child Left Behind. We must provide the funding that was promised, give our states the resources they need, and finally meet our commitment to special education.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the starting point. We've got more work to do. Now, John
I'm ready to put the work in.
And I respect his service to this country. But the fact is, he won't even get us to that starting point. For someone who's been in Washington nearly 30 years, he's got a pretty slim record on education. And when he has taken a stand, it's been the wrong one. He voted against increased funding for No Child Left Behind, to preserve billions in tax breaks for the wealthiest Americans. Tax breaks he now wants to extend without saying how he paid for it. He voted against funding the hiring of 100,000 new teachers, not once, but twice, or twice, but 4 different times. He voted against increasing funds for Head Start and Pell Grants, time and time again. He even applauded the idea of abolishing the Department of Education. In fact, the only proposal of his seems to be recycling the tired rhetoric about vouchers and school choice. Now, I've been a proponent of public school choice throughout my career. Well-designed public charter schools have a lot to offer, and I've actually passed legislation to expand it. But what I do oppose is using public money for private school vouchers.
Yeah.
And I believe the real change begins with the understanding that from the moment our children step into a classroom, the single most important factor in determining their achievement is not the color of their skin or where they come from. It's not who their parents are or how much money they have. It's who their teachers are. It's the teachers and education support professionals in this room.
There you go.
My sister is a teacher. I know how hard she works. You're the people who stay past the last bell. Spend your own money on books and supplies.
Yeah.
Beyond the call of duty because you believe that's what makes the extra difference, and it does. And that's why we need to recruit a new generation of teachers and principals and other school employees to replace the generation that's retiring and those who are leaving. My plan includes service scholarships to recruit top teachers and residency programs to prepare them to serve in high-need schools. And because too often undergraduate debt discourages our young people from choosing education as a profession, I will make this pledge to all who sign up. If you commit your life to teaching, America will commit to paying for your college education.
That's awesome.
professionals shouldn't be forced to spend their time worrying that an unexpected illness might derail their dreams. My healthcare plan will guarantee affordable healthcare to everyone who wants it, bring down premiums for every family who needs it, and stop insurance companies from discriminating and denying coverage to those who need it most. When our educators succeed, I will not just talk about how great they are, I will reward them for their greatness with better pay across the board and more support. Under my plan, districts will be able to design programs that give educators who serve them as mentors to new teachers the salary increases they've earned. They'll be able to reward those who teach in underserved areas or take on added responsibility. And if teachers learn new skills or serve their students better, or if they consistently excel in the classroom, that work can be valued and rewarded as well. In some places, we've already seen that it's possible to find new ways to increase teacher pay that are developed with teachers, not imposed on teachers. I know this wasn't necessarily the most popular part of my speech last year. I said it then, and I'm saying it again today because it's what I believe. And I will always be an honest partner to you in the White House. Finally, we all know that there's no program, no policy that can substitute. There's no program, no policy that can substitute for a parent who is involved in their child's education from day one. A parent who helps them with their homework and attends those parent-teacher conferences, who's willing to turn off the TV once in a while, put away the video games, and read to their child. Responsibility for our children's education has to start at home. We have to set high standards for them, spend time with them, and love them. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Not just our schools, not just our teachers, but our parents, our community, and our president. This is the commitment, NEA, that we have to make to our children. This is the chance they have to have. And I will never forget that the only reason I can address you today is because I was given that same chance. And so was my wife, Michelle. Our parents weren't wealthy by any measure. My mother raised my sister and me on her own. She had to go on food stamps at one point to make sure we were taken care of. Michelle's father was a worker at a water filtration plant on the south side of Chicago and provided for his family on a single salary, even though he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at a young age. And yet Michelle and I both had the chance to receive a world-class education. My sister ended up becoming a teacher herself because she understood the importance of education in our lives. That's the promise of education in America. That no matter what we look like or where we come from or who our parents are, each of us should have the opportunity to fulfill our God-given potential. Each of us should have the chance to achieve the American dream. That's why I'm running for president. Every teacher, every education professional who is putting in so much time, so much effort, whose heart bleeds for their kids, who is digging into their own pockets to make sure your children get the supplies that you need. We're staying after hours and preparing lesson plans and showing up early. All of you who have devoted your lives to the next generation, I need you. And if you will stand with me over these next 4 months, if you'll march with me and knock on doors and make phone calls and register voters, talk to your friends and co-workers and neighbors, and if you vote for me, then I promise you this: we will win here in Montana, we will win the general election, we will change education in this country, and then you and I together are going to bring about a better future for our children and for this country we love. Thank you so much, NEA. Thank you.